What if I told you some horror movies are so disturbing, you should never watch them alone? These films don't rely on cheap jump scares. They slowly crawl into your mind. Every movie on this list messes with reality, fear, and your sense of safety. If you love dark, psychological movies like this, hit subscribe right now, because this channel is made for you. And stay till the very end, because the last movie on this list might be the most unsettling of all. 1. The Manor. 2021. The Manor follows an elderly woman who is sent to a quiet nursing home after a health scare. At first, the place feels calm, clean, and almost too perfect. Soon, she starts noticing strange behavior from the staff and other residents. Nighttime becomes especially unsettling as unexplained events begin to happen. She feels watched, even when she's completely alone. The movie slowly builds fear through atmosphere instead of jump scares. It plays heavily on paranoia and loss of control. You're never sure what's real and what's in her mind. The tension grows as she tries to uncover the truth. This film explores fear of aging and helplessness. It's disturbing in a quiet, psychological way that stays with you. 2. Ivana. 2022. Ivana follows a young woman with limited vision who has a rare gift. She can see spirits. Her peaceful life with her family turns terrifying when a malevolent presence appears. A headless Dutch ghost begins haunting them, bringing fear and chaos. At first, the family doesn't understand what's happening. Strange events escalate, targeting each member in chilling ways. Ivana must face her fear while relying on her unique sight to uncover the truth. The film builds tension through shadows, eerie silences, and sudden apparitions. It blends psychological horror with supernatural suspense. Every revelation about the ghost's past makes the haunting more intense. Ivana struggles to protect her family from a spirit they can't escape. It's a slow burn, terrifying story that keeps you on edge until the very end. 3. Nocturn. 2020. Nocturn follows a quiet music student living in the shadow of her talented sister. Her life changes when she discovers a strange notebook. The notebook seems to promise success at a terrible cost. As she rises in talent, her behavior starts to change. The film explores obsession and ambition. Reality slowly begins to feel unstable. The pressure of competition becomes overwhelming. Music is used to build tension and emotion. You start questioning how far success is worth chasing. The fear comes from psychological transformation. It's unsettling, stylish, and deeply disturbing. 4. The Invitation. 2022. The Invitation follows a young woman who takes a DNA test after losing her mother and discovers she has distant relatives she never knew existed. She is invited to an extravagant wedding at a remote English estate, hoping for connection and a fresh start. At first, the mansion feels luxurious, and the guests seem charming and welcoming. The host's charisma slowly shifts from comforting to controlling. As the days pass, isolation makes it harder for her to leave or trust anyone around her. She starts uncovering secrets hidden behind the estate. AC elegant exterior. The suspense builds steadily rather than relying on constant shocks. By the time the truth is revealed, the situation becomes genuinely terrifying. The Invitation is a modern Gothic thriller that blends mystery, paranoia, and psychological horror. 5. Killers. 2014. Killers follows two strangers living in different countries who unexpectedly form a connection online. Both men are deeply isolated and emotionally detached from society. Their bond grows stronger through shared secrets and dark confessions. What begins as understanding slowly turns into something disturbing. The film explores loneliness, repression, and hidden desires. Their connection begins to influence their real lives in dangerous ways. The line between fantasy and reality gradually breaks down. Violence becomes a form of communication between them. The movie avoids traditional horror and focuses on psychological tension. The tone remains cold, quiet, and deeply uncomfortable throughout. Killers is a disturbing character study about connection, obsession, and moral decay. 6. Oculus. 2013. Oculus follows a man who was released from a mental asylum after years of confinement. He was convicted of murdering his parents as a child. After his release, his sister reveals a shocking truth. She believes the crimes were not his fault. According to her, a supernatural entity connected to the laser glass mirror orchestrated everything. The siblings reunite to confront the mirror and expose its power. As they attempt to document its effects, reality begins to distort. Memories, hallucinations, and the present moment start to overlap. The mirror manipulates perception, making truth impossible to trust. Psychological tension builds as their sanity is tested. Oculus is a haunting exploration of trauma, guilt, and unseen manipulation. 7. The Endless, 2017. The Endless follows two brothers who return to a cult they escaped years earlier. The group claims to have discovered a truth about reality and time. At first, the place feels peaceful and oddly welcoming. Soon, strange events begin challenging logic and reason. Time behaves differently in this isolated location. The brothers struggle to understand what is happening around them. The film slowly reveals its ideas rather than explaining them outright. Existential fear replaces traditional horror elements. The atmosphere becomes increasingly oppressive. Reality itself feels unstable and trapped in cycles. The Endless is a thoughtful psychological horror that leaves you questioning everything. 8. Cloverfield Lane, 2016. Cloverfield Lane follows a woman who wakes up in an underground bunker after a car accident. A man claims he saved her from a deadly event outside. The confined space immediately creates tension. Nothing he says feels completely trustworthy. Small details raise disturbing questions. The film focuses on psychological manipulation and paranoia. Isolation makes every choice feel dangerous. Conversations become psychological battles. The audience is constantly kept guessing. Fear builds through uncertainty rather than action. The mystery of what's really happening outside the bunker drives the suspense even further. By the end, the film delivers a shocking shift that completely changes everything you thought you knew. 9. Hereditary, 2018. Hereditary follows a family mourning the death of their secretive grandmother. At first, the event seemed like ordinary grief and loss, but strange occurrences begin to disturb their daily lives. The family discovers dark secrets about their ancestry and the grandmother's hidden cult connections. Tension builds slowly through subtle supernatural signs and emotional breakdowns. Each family member begins to unravel under invisible pressures. The line between psychological trauma and real horror becomes blurred. The film focuses on grief, guilt, and inherited darkness rather than jump scares. Every revelation increases the sense of inevitable dread. Hereditary examines how family secrets and past sins can haunt generations. By the end, the story leaves viewers with a lingering, chilling sense of despair. 10. The Lighthouse, 2019. The Lighthouse follows two lighthouse keepers stationed on a remote, storm-battered island. Isolation and harsh conditions begin to take a toll on their sanity. At first, their interactions are tense but manageable. Gradually, hallucinations, paranoia, and obsession over power emerge. The boundary between reality and imagination dissolves under the relentless storm. Their fragile bond deteriorates as secrets, lies, and old grudges surface. The film's atmosphere is claustrophobic, oppressive, and surreal. It explores the psychological effects of solitude and the human mind under stress. Every day brings new, unsettling discoveries that amplify fear. The Lighthouse is a slow, hypnotic descent into madness, leaving viewers unsettled and disturbed. It's a study of obsession, isolation, and the fragility of reality itself. Those were some of the most disturbing psychological horror movies you shouldn't watch alone. If even one of these movies made you uncomfortable, the list did its job. Let me know in the comments which one affected you the most. If you love deep mind-bending movies like these, make sure to subscribe for more. And don't forget to like the video and stay tuned, because the next list gets even darker.